What is going on, guys? Shout out to the brother that sent me this. I was surprised, I'm not gonna lie. I was randomly looking through emails and this just popped up. I'm like, wow, really? Apparently Cardi B is finally leaving Offset. Okay, now they did have a breakup a while back, got back together. Y'all saw him when he went on stage and performing. Now, this to me seemed like it might be permanent, because when I did the live stream about Candace Owens and Cardi B going at each other, I said it seemed to me that Cardi mentally, you can tell, was breaking down a bit. And this may confirm it, all right? Not only is she filing for divorce, but she wants custody of Culture, all right? And she's saying it's due to him being with other women, all right? Cardi B is apparently over her marriage to Offset. She filed for divorce. TMZ has learned the rapper filed court docs in Georgia indicating she's seeking dissolution of marriage. Not only that, the filing shows it's a contested divorce. Cardi is listed as the plaintiff and Offset is listed as the defendant. She filed the paperwork on Tuesday. Whenever you file paperwork, that lets you know it's over. I think Cardi wants to be single again. I don't think she wants to be tied down anymore. I told y'all the quarantine is claiming marriages left and right, and this proves it. It's definitely claimed another one with this one. There also this, according to court docs obtained by TMZ, Cardi is seeking primary custody, physical custody, as well as legal custody of their 2-year-old Culture. She also wants Offset to pay child support. I'm gonna get to that later. Unclear how much though at this point. No word on spousal support either, for now at least. Now y'all know that a lot of these entertainers, these singers, rappers, they're not on the road, and I believe Cardi and even Offset were making a lot of money on the road. Something financially must be going on to the point to where she's asking for child support. The finances must be getting dry, and her way out of it is to divorce him and go after him for money. Because you would think that Cardi B's making money, right? They buying houses, property. You would think that they have everything together, right? But apparently they do not. The one thing that's really getting to me is, why is it that Cardi B wants support? Like, seriously. I mean, again, I'm telling y'all, man, a lot of these artists financially aren't doing as good as you may think. She also makes it clear in her docs that they're currently separated and there's no hope of working things out. So that basically shows you why she's been on social media so much more, on Twitter, on Instagram. She has all that energy, probably due to the fact that ain't nothing else going on in her life. He's doing him and she's doing her. And I think it's been like that for most of this quarantine. I think that for most of this quarantine, they have basically been separated. Cardi and Offset were secretly wedded in 2017 and shared their hitch status the year after, as first reported. Again, I told y'all that was a business arrangement by Offset. The nuptials were a bit unorthodox from the jump and almost went backwards, publicly speaking. In 2017, Offset got on bended knee at the Philly Powerhouse concert, and Cardi accepted his ring right then and there. As it turned out, they had already been legally married over a month at that point, because they said "I do" in the bedroom that September. We heard it was a spur of the moment thing. Offset turned to Cardi and said, "Marry me," and she was down. They brought in an officiant to formally marry them, and shortly thereafter filed for and received a marriage certificate in Fulton County, which made it legit. They hit a rough patch in the marriage a few years ago amid cheating rumors. but they buried the hatchet and seemed tight. This after a whole lot of apologizing and courting on Offset's end. Remember, he crashed her Rolling Loud set in 2018 to beg for forgiveness, but went full mea culpa on social media afterward too. Eventually, Cardi did take him back. Well, I don't know if this is going to work out. I think this might be a dunzer. And again, when you look at Cardi B's activity on social media, you can just tell that she has a lot more time on her hands. She has a lot more time on her hands. And I know people are going to say, well, Offset's cheating is what did it. No, it was the fact that Cardi just didn't want to be married anymore. She didn't really need Offset. She has her own career. Offset, I think he's good. Now he's contesting this, so I don't think he wants to get divorced. I think it has more to do with Cardi. Cardi now feels more confident about being on her own and not having him. This could be a situation where Cardi's already met somebody else. Because again, a lot of times in these marriages, a lot of these women don't leave unless they already have somebody in the background. And you know what's very interesting to me is that you have women, right, who will talk about marriage and they will say that, this only happens with celebrities. Well, yes, you do see a lot of celebrity breakups and divorces, but even in society, women file for divorces more than the men do. Women will file divorce way more than men, and this is no different. Offset wanted to stay with Cardi. I truly believe that's why he's contesting this, but she's ready to leave. She's done with Offset. She don't need Offset. I think she wants to be single again. She wants to be like the rest of these women who would rather. Now people are going to say, well, Offset's all his cheating. And what you got to look at is this. She was already planning to leave. Him dealing with other women. Now again, in the article, it says that they're living separate. So even if he's caught with a female, they've been living separately for the last couple of months. There's no working this out. I don't see. If it does get worked out, it's mostly due to however he's able to convince her. But the fact that she wants custody, the fact that she wants support, lets you know there might be a financial incentive for her to divorce Offset. Offset might be keeping money from Cardi, because I told y'all, even though Offset, he may live a lavish lifestyle, right? But in these times with what's going on with the CV and these artists not able to tour, I'm pretty sure Cardi B likes to spend money, but she's not making money like that right now. Not like she was before, pre-CV. And I think that, and that's just my theory, I think Offset was withholding money and it was pissing her off. So she's going down to file for that. Because it's weird, not weird, but it's just very interesting that you would think that Cardi has her own career, right? She's making her own money, but she's going after him for support. Ain't that crazy? Isn't she a multi-millionaire? You know what I'm saying? Why would you need to go after him for child support? You don't think he's going to take care of his child? That's the very interesting part about this, is the fact that she's adding that in, and she wants primary custody. Even though if she's able to tour again, who's going to have the kid? Why is it that you have these chicks, man, they break up with these guys and they want primary custody? They're not okay with having joint custody. You want to divorce this guy, you want to get primary custody just so you can get child support. That's what it's about. I think she's running low on funds, and divorcing Offset is the way to go in her mind. Because you got to look at it this way. You could just divorce him. You take your assets, he takes his. I see why Offset is fighting this. He's like, wait a minute, you're going after me for primary, you're divorcing, but you want primary custody so you can get child support from me? I think Offset was withholding some money. We can talk about Offset dealing with other women all we want to. But you have to look at it this way. Women will stay with a guy who has other women if he's financially taking care of them. They're in a good position. Now, if it gets out publicly, they'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe he was cheating. Because they don't want to be looked upon as a pushover, as a doormat, you know? And let's see what social media is saying. Cardi leaving Offset is pleasing me and my homegirl. Let's see. Cardi and Offset already getting a bit too personal. Alright, see, Cardi can't possibly have she can't have that womp she always talking about. Oh man, yeah, she was just talking about that womp, but now y'all divorcing. Let's see. Haven't liked Offset since he surprised Cardi that night at Rolling Loud. He had good intentions, but he took all the shine away from her just to fix his mess. Let's see. It's just a bunch of articles. Let's see. Let's not start hating Offset, especially if him and Cardi both made a decision to handle this like grown folks. All right. You see how they announced Cardi and Offset knew the same time they announced the settlement price. Experiment seeing which one we can go for. Yeah, it is. That's the first thing I thought about. The first thing I thought about with this announcement was that they just announced that the city of Louisville was going to pay Breonna Taylor's family $12 million. Okay, they made this announcement. And then you have this breakup, this divorce happening. It's just weird because her profile pic on Instagram, Cardi B, is of the name Breonna Taylor. But they announced that you are separating from Offset on the same day they announced the family is going to get a settlement. That is probably one of the biggest ironies of this particular situation. Now, in regards to Offset, I believe that Offset, for the most part, he's like most men. They're not going to get divorced. Men don't want to get divorced. If a man commits to you marriage-wise, most of the time they're going to be in it for the long haul. You know? And Offset's already having problems with quality control financially with them, and now you're gonna be losing somebody that brought a lot to the marriage, because I believe she's low on funds as well, and she's looking for a way out. When things ain't as good as it was before, you have people like Cardi is gonna be looking for a way out. They're gonna be looking for a way out, and this is her way out. Okay, this is her way out of this situation, for whatever reason. And they want to talk about how it was because he was with different women. I don't think that that's necessarily. She already knew that. I just think she was done. I think she's been done for quite some time. Quarantine is exposing these relationships as not being very strong. It's easy to be in a relationship with these celebrities if they're apart from each other for a certain amount of time. If they're apart from each other for a certain amount of time throughout the year, they're able to stay together longer. But the more they're around each other, the more it's exposed that they really aren't a great fit with each other. So